Good morning. Today we are doing CO58, continuing with our shapes. Today we will calculate the volume of a rectangular prism. This is going to be a little bit easier than the surface area. So we're back to something that's just an easier formula to use. So the volume we're not talking about our loudness, not that kind of volume, how loud or soft something is. This volume is the amount of space the solid contains. How much can we put into it? So one of our Khan Academy assignments was the volume with cubic measurements, cubic units. There are a lot of people struggling with it. What I want to see is that you've gone through it at least once. You've tried. You put in your answers. You tried to get the correct answers. If I see that you haven't gone through the assignment a whole time, you won't get credit for it. But if you've gone through the entire assignment and you've got a score, it could be a 0, it could be a 50%, it could be 100%. If you get the 100%, I'm going to give you a bonus point. If you get just the regular, if you get a 0 or a 25% or 50%, I will give you credit for trying it because that was a tricky one. It wasn't as easy to figure out using the videos. It took me a little bit of time to figure it out and then to have to explain it to people. So I understand that it was a trickier one, but I do want you to try it and go through it. If you haven't gone through the assignment, you will not get credit. If you have 0 score, you get 0 score in the grade book. You have to try. So if you're struggling with it, it's okay. Take a breath. We're just going to say, hey, you know what? I tried this one, but it was tricky. And if you want to stay after school next week one day for me to show you how it is, I can explain it. I understand it. I was explaining it to people yesterday, but I don't want to spend an entire class time on it. It is not worth it. But if you want to know it because something like this might be on the math test and you're trying to grow your brain, plan on staying after school either Wednesday or Thursday and I can go through it with you. That makes sense? So I don't want anybody being super stressed saying, oh my goodness, I just don't understand it. Just try. See if you can figure out what the answers are, type it in, go through the assignment, and see how well you can do. I have some people that have gotten 100% on it. They will get an extra credit bonus point for it. So if you work it through to get that 100% and you're understanding it, I will give you credit for powering through and figuring it out. All right, so the volume we are working on is how much something contains, the space that a solid has. So how much can we fill it with? So our formula for the volume of a rectangular prism is volume, V, equals length times width times height. So we have a rectangular prism. Oh, all right, so come on. Oh my goodness. Technology today is not my friend. There we go. All right, so we have our rectangular prism. To find the volume, how much can we fit into the box? We need to multiply our length times our width times the height. So it's not just that rectangle on the bottom, length times width. Now we want to multiply it by the height because we want to fill it. So an aquarium shaped like a rectangular prism has a length of 120 centimeters, a width of 60 centimeters, and a height of 100 centimeters. How much water is needed to fill the aquarium? So what math am I going to do? Who can tell me the equation I would write out? Will W.
V equals 120 times 60 times 1.
So 120 times which is our length, times our width of 60 times the height of 100. And then you do the math. You multiply them together. What is it, Josie? 720,000.
Yeah.
And then we put our measurement. Who said that? Real. Why would it be cubed? We're multiplying 3 different centimeter measurements. So because we're multiplying 3 different centimeters, it's going to be centimeters cubed for our answer. So we're just filling in our length. This was our length, our width, and the height. You multiply them. So it's not nearly as many steps as we had with our surface area. Volume is a bit easier. So now finding the height of a rectangular prism. How am I going to find the height of a rectangular prism as a volume of 1,440 cubic millimeters with a length of 24 millimeters and a width of 10 millimeters? How do I find the height? Tell me the equation, Anthony.
Oh,
this is my volume. Yep.
Equals 24 times 10 times h.
Yeah. So always write your equation, friends. So my friends that were just putting answers down from our last assignment, I want to see your equation. Don't tell me, oh, I just put it all into the calculator. Nope, show me your equation first. So what's my first thing I want to do, Anthony? Yeah, multiply the 24 and the 10, which I know is 240. Then you're right, Anthony, we are going to be dividing, but we want to see what it is we're actually dividing. So we're going to divide by 240, divide by 240. So 240 divided by 240 is just that 1h. What's 1,440 divided by 240? Peyton. Oops, I need space for my measurement. 6 millimeters cubed, because we have, oh wait, nope. We're finding just the height. So it's just going to be millimeters, because millimeter times millimeter times millimeter. So this was millimeters cubed. I divided out 1, so it would be millimeters squared. I divide out another, so it's just millimeters. So the height is just a millimeter. Okay, so 6 millimeters. So that's our answer. That's our height. We're searching for the height. So you're just solving for the h. Again, it's not as many steps as with the surface area. Whew, we get an easier one. I am not going to forget to scroll up this time, so let me scroll up. So, solving a multi-step problem. A truck with a length of 12 feet, width of 5 feet, and height of 3 feet is delivering sand for a sand sculpture competition. How many trips must the truck make to deliver 15 cubic yards of sand? So the first thing I want to do is find out how much the truck can carry in one load. What's the volume of the truck with one load? How do I find that? What equation am I going to do? Josie? Yeah, I'm going to do my formula of, remember, volume equals length times width times height. So what equation am I going to use, Aiden?
V equals 12 times 5 times 3.
12 times 5 times 3. So what does my truck carry in one load? What is 12 times 5 times 3? Nick? Did you say 80?
180.
180. 180 feet cubed. So that's how much the truck can carry in feet. I want to know how long it takes to do 15 cubic yards. What am I going to need to do, Brielle? Convert. How many cubic yards is, how many feet is 15 cubic yards? So I want to convert 15 cubic yards to cubic feet. Nick?
You can do 180 divided by 3, which gets you 60.
Well, but I want 15 cubic yards. I want to make them into feet. I'm going to go from yards to feet.
180 divided by
We're not doing anything with my volume of the truck. That's already feet.
What would you do?
I want to convert my yards to feet.
Would you do the same thing, but
Times what? 15 by what?
like,
By all of this? Nope. That's not converting. Converting, if it's 15 yards, how do I find out how many feet that is, Gabby? You times it by 3 because there are 3 feet in a yard. Remember how to do that converting. If we want to go from yards to feet, there are 3 feet in a yard, so we multiply it by 3. Oh. So it's 45 feet. That doesn't sound right. What did we do wrong? 15 cubic yards of sand. How many cubic feet? Oh my goodness, it is the end of a long week. Let's think this one through. What did I just mess up? So, so this is what we do. To convert the cubic yards, we have to really think it through. It's not just multiplying it by 3, because that would be not cubed. So because it's cubed, this is how we do this. So you're right that we're going to be multiplying by 3, but because it's yards cubed, that's by 3 feet for 1 yard. That's singular. We want it to do it 3 times because it's yards cubed. So it's times 3 feet times 3 feet. Oofta, I cannot believe I forgot that big important part. Because it's yards cubed, you have to multiply it by 3 times. So 3 cubed, yeah, 3 times 3 times 3 times 15, which gives me what? 405 feet. That makes a whole feet cubed. That makes a whole lot more sense. So how many trips is the truck going to have to make to deliver 405 feet cubed of sand? What math do I have to do now? I have to divide. I have 405 divided by 180 because he does 180 in each trip. So how many trips does he have to make, Brielle? So 2.25 trips. So in reality, can you make a quarter of a trip?
No, that's good.
So you have to say it's going to be 3 trips. Because you can't make a quarter of a trip. So your answer would technically be 3 trips. Because 2.25 doesn't, you can't do a quarter of a trip. So he's just going to have not a full load on that last trip. He's, what? Well, then you're missing some. If you only did 2 trips, you wouldn't have a full 405 feet of sand. So if you only did 2 trips, it wouldn't be enough. So you're not going to do a full load on that 3rd trip. You'll just do a little bit of it. Okay. So our homework for today is we are doing page 165, 166, using that formula, length times width times height. Let's see if they have any. Oh my goodness, it was loud. I don't believe that they have any of those confusing converting measurements. I think our measurements are all the same. So this will be an easier work page. Okay. So if for my friends at home, we hope you are well. We hope to see you soon.